Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Coach's Corner for Western Reserve Wrestling, and I'm here with Coach Anthony Duffield, first-year coach here with the Blue Devils. It's different because it's not just your first year, but this is the second year of the program overall.
Yeah.
For you to come in with just 1 year of the program's existence, what have been the challenges for you, and how are you planning, or how are you overcoming?
I think one of the biggest challenges was financial. When I first started out, I think I had like $1 in my account.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, so this summer we did a lot of door-to-door fundraising, and we were actually fortunate to raise about $5,000
No kidding.
to get two sets of singlets and warm-ups for these kids. So, that was the biggest hurdle, and I took this program over, knowing what I was getting myself into, and some of my friends, their head coaches elsewhere, they're like, "Hey, you sure you want to do this? Because this is so, young." I'm like, "Yeah, I definitely want to do this." So these kids are wonderful. They're great kids. So I love wrestling. So this is up my alley for sure.
In a great community to back you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just
yeah.
like that.
Everyone's been really helpful and very nice.
You got 15 wrestlers,
Yes.
right? And you said you got one female, two middle schoolers,
Yep.
and the rest are high school wrestlers.
Yeah.
Practice has to be a little bit challenging sometimes
Oh
to
my
be able to do
gosh,
that.
yeah.
I mean, how do you construct a practice around all that?
It's
Especially
kinda,
with one female. I mean,
I
that's
know
tough.
it's kind of funny. With girls wrestling, it's like the fastest growing sport in America right now.
Yes, it is.
And it's I'll give a shout out to my girl Amelia Paraki. She's a freshman. You know what? It comes from both her parents are Marines. Very hard-nosed girl, does not complain. She'll go with the boys. She does not complain. She actually sometimes she's on a cheerleading squad too. She'll come to our practices and go straight to cheerleading squad. So very I see her ceiling's pretty high. She's one of those girls who listens, and I took her to the tournament. We went to Malvern, our first tournament, and she took two seniors into the third period.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I'll tell you what, she did not stop. So, yeah.
Wrestling, you said the girls' side of things is the fastest growing sport in the country, which, I mean, it's
blowing
locked
up.
in. But wrestling as a whole has exploded over the last 5-10 years.
I know.
When you think about where this sport could potentially be and what it means to be part of that evolution and revolution, really, what does it mean to you?
It means a lot. It's like, I'm originally from East Liverpool.
Yeah.
Wrestled back there, grew up, that community. We'd have some girls here and there, but, with Team USA doing as good as they are, internationally, both males and females, I mean, we're kicking butt. I mean, honestly, the females in USA wrestling, their freestyle team, they're unreal. And the boys side, I think they just finished, I think they might have just won Worlds. I mean, they're legit. So it's definitely a good time to be in wrestling right now. Like, people don't, some people don't realize how hard, and there's a lot of dedication goes into it. And once you get hooked into it, though, you're sunk. You're not getting out of it.
Well, and it's funny you say that because you come from an area where it is a hotbed for wrestlers. I mean, East Liverpool, Ohio, people recognize that all over the country.
Yep.
What are you hoping to bring to this program other than just your knowledge? I mean, your spirit, obviously you got a great spirit for the sport.
I think it's my passion. I love it so much. And I, wrestled since the age of 5, 6. So I've been doing it for a while. Wrestled in college. Got to experience that a little bit. I guess it's my passion, and I'm like in these kids' face. At practice, I'm one of those coaches. I'm very hands-on. Some people have come in my room and they've seen me rolling around with kids that are like, "You can still do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting up there in age, but I can still do it." So, yeah, I do enjoy it. I like to bring high intensity. If you ask the kids, I think they like that. I'm always challenged, and I'm always making them think, and I think that's a good thing about coaching. When you start coaching, you start to learn more. You learn a lot more about the sport. You really do.
We have Tyler and Sincere here tonight.
Yes.
Talk to me about the seniors on this crew, including them, and what they mean to the program.
Oh, so Tyler is, he's one of those kids. His ceiling's really high. He's gonna wrestle 175 for us. I think he could go to districts, possibly states.
Wow.
That's
It's high praise.
Yeah, I think he's one of those kids. He just needs a little bit more confidence, and I think once he gets it, the ceiling it's high. Sincere, same thing with him. He's going to wrestle 165. But we actually have another senior who just transferred into us from Girard. And so one of them's going to go 57. The other one's going to go 65. So I'm going to be tough from like 157 up to 190. So I honestly could have 4 or 5 district qualifiers. And I'm thinking, I hate to say it, I could have 1 or 2 state qualifiers this
That's
year, which would be
incredible.
amazing.
In the second year of the program?
I know.
I mean, you're going to go from 15 to a room of 70. I mean,
Wow.
everybody's going to want to be
I
a
know.
wrestler.
That'd be awesome. But, everyone's always about numbers in wrestling. That's the funny thing. I go, like this past weekend, I ran to a couple of my buddies from Carrollton. Carrollton's a good program. Dustin Kemp, he was like, hey, what's your numbers? I'm like, I have 15. He goes, what? I said, well, he said he had 39. I said, well, I'll take 7. And if I get 7 kids to states, I'm doing pretty good.
Absolutely.
So I'm not really worried about numbers. I'm just trying to, get these kids out and help them, let them enjoy the sport like I do. So.
Now, there hasn't been a media outlet that's kind of shined a light on you and your program, so let's get to know Coach Duffield a little bit. I mean, what do you want people to know about you? You exposed to me 8 years in the Army.
Yeah.
Talk about your MOS, things of that nature.
So let's see. Did 8 years in the Army. I was a whiskey, 68 whiskey, and then I went to the dark side and became a nurse. So I'm a nurse by trade.
Yeah.
So I've been a nurse for, since like 2009 or 10. I actually work. Actually, it's funny. These kids kind of think it's funny. I drive an hour to Western Reserve for practice. I live in Cranberry Township.
No
PA.
kidding.
So I live in Cranberry, and I drive an hour, and then I usually, because I work nights, so I'll drive and then go to wrestling, and then I will drive to work and work 12 hours, and then get up, around noon or 1, and then come to practice and do it all over again.
Wow.
Yeah. So. If that's not
that's dedication. I mean, that's
like I said,
incredible.
I love this sport, so that's who I am.
That's incredible. Family? I mean, what do you?
I have a daughter at home. She's busy. She's in dance and whatnot. So
how old?
She's 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah, 12 going on 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
But I mean, other than that, no, not married or anything like that. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, it's been awesome getting to know you. Looking forward to the next time.
Yeah,
Best of luck to you and all your 15.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Back after this.